Hey everyone, what we're going to do today is another crappie jig. I'm filling up my box. When I went through it, I'm really low, so if I get out the next couple of weeks to do some crappie fishing, I'm going to need some jigs. So what we have in the vise is a 1/16 ounce peanut head, also known as a walleye head, with a size 4 Eagle Claw Lil Nasty sickle hook. And we're going to start with a little bit of Loctite super glue brush on. Um, just a little bit there to hold it in place since this is such a small jig. And we're going to take some black 210 denier flat wax nylon thread. And I like using the 210 on these smaller jigs because there's not a lot to it. I'm not going to put a whole bunch of stuff on this. It's a very easy pattern to tie. Um, this is, I call this one the CR Special. This is for Carl Ross, who always likes to see the crappie jigs. So this is his pattern. It used to be my Halloween Scream, but we're going to call it the CR Special now, just for him. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Arctic Fox body hair. And there is a difference between the body and the tail hair. When you buy Arctic Fox tail hair or body hair, it comes on like this little piece of leather here, a little almost like craft fur, and you see how wispy it is, and it's got a good length to it. I use this a lot, but it's not overly long. Where Arctic Fox tail, you can already see the difference. It comes in a ring like this, and well, it's a lot different. This is a little more coarse than the body hair. The body hair is a little smoother. So for this jig, though, we're going to use the body hair. And it's going to be black. Of course, that's the color of the jig head. I'm sorry I didn't say that in the beginning. And we're going to take a little tuft. I already cut it to save a little bit of time. And you're going to want this to go about 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch behind that hook. And what I do is I actually tie it all the way up to the head there. Just makes it a little more durable, and it gets the body a little bit bigger. Trying to cut this material even. Like I said, I'm in desperate need of a new scissors, and that's coming shortly. Next time I have to order material. So I'm going to run my thread back up to the head here, and I'm going to make a pinch wrap. And I'm going to lash it down once I'm happy with where it's at. Now this is going to be like that squirrel tail almost, in which it's going to want to spin around the hook, which I kind of want that because I want to get it all evenly distributed. Now if I look there, it actually looks pretty good. I might have to move some of the hair just over a little bit. Not a big deal. Unless, of course, you're full of static like I am, and then the hair wants to pull. We're going to go right down where we tied it in at the tip. Phase 1 is complete, and now we're going to take some copper flash. And I just take one strand, I cut it in half, and we're going to run our copper flash all the way back. It's got a little bend in it, so I'm going to take that off. And we're going to run this back all the way even with our Arctic Fox hair. And we'll fold this over. Almost lost my scissors. Cut it even. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This is a really unconventional color, this black and orange deal that I'm doing here. It got started quite a few years ago. I was looking for something, a brighter color for dirty water, and I didn't have anything. I was really low on supplies, and I just grabbed some stuff, um, and this color came about. And it worked pretty well. So now we're going to take this. This is called New Age Crawdaddy Chenille. I'll leave a link to this material in the description box. But it's kind of a dull orange, and it's got these little gold. You can see them flashing here. I hope you can anyway. These little gold material in it, and I really like it. It looks great. It really reflects off of sunlight, and in dirty water. This has really been pretty good. It's orange, like I said, but it's still kind of natural. It's not really bad. It's not like bright fire orange. And I'm one of them guys that I don't use a lot of bright colors for crappie. I do like purples and chartreuses I use, but not all the time. If I prefer clearer water, and I like the more minnow patterns. But this one is one of them ones that has some different colors in it that I really like. So it's kind of stayed with me over the years. So now that we got this chenille started, we're going to wrap. And as I get up towards the head, I'm going to do a little bit of a double wrap here just so I get that little bit of a taper on it. And I'm going to leave a gap here at the head because we're going to put a collar on this. Again, you don't have to. You can run this right up, which I've already done. You run it right up to the head, and it's perfect. It works really well like that. But I like adding something a little more to it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little piece of, this is just plain saddle hackle because I didn't have any black neck hackle, which is just shorter and broader. So I used this, just grabbed one of them feathers, and we're going to tie this in. Wrap it front, wrap in the back, and in the front again. And we're going to wrap ourselves a little bit of a collar here. You don't need much, a couple turns. And once I get to where I want it, 1, 2, and this is the hard part, trying to trim it without nicking anything else up. Wet my fingers. I'm going to move that collar material back a little bit just so I don't trap it. And we're going to whip finish. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that's all we need. Just one time on that. And we're going to put a little bit of head cement on it, which is our Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails Clear. And we're going to take our bodkin and dip it in there. And that's it. That's all she wrote. And I'll show you what we have here. That is the CR Special for my friend Carl that's been wanting to see something different. That's it. Black and orange. A little bit of a collar on there. Wonderful contrast. It's great in dirty water, and it catches fish. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.